Welcome back to Bite Size Thursday, everyone, a subsidiary of Off Slate Media. Today we are watching the final episode of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. It's
Hooray.
titled The World versus Scott Pilgrim.
We made it.
We did. It was a wonderful journey. It wasn't a slog at all. It was perfect length for this, I think.
Yeah. What did you say? 3.5 hours is its length?
I think I read that on the box set.
Basically a 3.5 hour movie length, just chopped up into the chapters. So.
Yeah, but they could have done like an hour for each episode, and I think that would have been too long.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of wish, like as I said last week, I do kind of wish that they went more into the Lisa stuff and the Kim backstory. But again, he's not really in it, so why?
That's true. Yeah, there's not a ton of room for the backstory when you think about it because of how much they changed.
Well, the reality is that this is Ramona's story.
And even then, it's still kind of focused on him.
Well,
yeah. I think one of the fun parts about the series is that it shows us different aspects of characters we already know and love. I think it would be hard, not impossible certainly, but hard to take such an important new character and shoehorn her into this story.
That's fair. She needs her own series. There we go. I don't know what they do with that, but she needs her own series.
Isn't it? She's like head over heels for Scott in the past, and then she comes back in the fourth book and complicates things unintentionally.
I think it's a second person. If I remember correctly, it's like a second person that he sort of cheats on Ramona with.
Something like that.
In addition, I think there's like a kiss that happens between them or something.
He does kiss Kim. I know he kisses Kim up north after Ramona's disappeared, I think. Does that sound right?
Sounds right.
And then Kim's like, no. No, she's like, for a second hesitates, but then it's like, nope. Yeah. I remember that.
I think that there is like some leftover feelings for Lisa, and that's what makes Scott realize that he loves Ramona. And then Scott gains the power of love.
Shing!
Which hopefully is something that happens in this episode, because I don't remember if it does or not. And
it is a curious thing. Yeah, all I remember without too much spoiler is just everyone fights Scott, but it's not the Scott we might think it is, if I recall. Sounding like it's in that desert in his mind.
I actually think that both happen.
Of all of the episodes of this series, this is the one I have borderline no recollection at all of. At all.
I've noticed that with shows I watch where I'll remember the early seasons a lot, and even if the later seasons are great or even better, I think when I watch too fast as it's ending because, you want to keep going. And when you fast track it, you don't remember as much because you don't let it sit, because whereas before you're watching one or two at a time, now you're watching like 6 in a row because you just want to get to the end. I think that's what happens to me.
I could see that, sure.
Yeah. That's all I remember, though, from this episode.
All right. Anybody else got any thoughts before we jump in? All right. Let's put an end to this. Let's take off. Welcome back, everybody. We just defeated the final boss. The final episode of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off.
The final boss were the friends we made all along.
Truly.
No, it was ourselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we were talking about Nega Scott.
It's not Nega Scott.
It's not Nega Scott, but it's a different take on Nega Scott.
It's pretty good, though. Like, it all makes sense. And then, of course, it's the most Scott thing ever for it to be like, dude, I asked for some space. That's it. Oh, so can we, like, get back together? No, it's been 10 years.
Is 10 years not space?
Touché.
It plays into something that I heard a story that a fan once asked Brian Lee O'Malley, like, why is Scott such an asshole? And he said, I don't think Scott's an asshole. I think he's just a fool. And I go, that's really good. Like, across all three, you can see it, especially in the books where it's like, he's not purposely awful to people without, you know what I'm trying to say. He's a good person who does bad things. He means well. He doesn't like hurting people, but when he does hurt people, he suppresses it. So I remember that story, hearing that story, going, "That's really good. That's a really good answer."
Scott is the salt of the earth.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Scott is the scum of the earth.
Thanks.
Well, and then let's not forget, now it is Scott who punches the highlights out of her hair.
Yeah. That's such a good bit. I also like how in the background the moon has the two holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I noticed that for a second. I go, oh, yep, there it is, the two holes in the moon that they talked about. Yeah, I like how it does feel like a finale, and that it just jumps right in. Everyone kind of gets their moment to shine against even older Scott, and they all get a pretty fun epilogue.
I really like the really quick scene of when they're watching the play and all the exes are lined up behind him.
Oh, they gonna kiss?
You got the girl in the end? Why don't you kiss her? Kiss her, kiss her.
I do like how they're all basically friends in the end.
Yeah.
We were talking off mic a minute ago too. I also really like the epilogue and how it's a nod to circling back Boogie Nights with God Only Knows, the chiptunes version.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's one word I looked up during our first episode and have not mentioned once, it's the chiptune.
Yeah.
Of recreating music in that old like 16-bit, 8-bit, whatever video game music, and God Only Knows playing it. And you just started laughing. Speaking of Boogie Nights, that's he's right. But no, Buck's super cool
Stereo World.
I think it's just Stereo Store, and it's like it's supposed to be they're filming and there's no diegetic music, but then it's just God Only Knows while they're doing their dance move. Oh, it's so good.
This was well done. This was so much better than it had any right to be.
So much more than what I thought it was going to be. I think it's interesting because the reservations that I had at the beginning of the show when it was coming out and all that were that I don't want it to be the same thing.
And it starts that way.
And it starts that way, but then you get the big, what's going to happen? But then you don't. I will use it as evidence as significant evidence as to what doing something differently or just what approaching something from a different perspective can add to a story, because I do feel like each of the mediums adds to the overall, I guess, universe of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, the themes.
Yeah.
They each kind of approach the themes in different ways with different angles. What was it? I might even mention it where it's like someone said, the books are about self-improvement. The movie is about self-confidence. And I thought someone said the show kind of is nailing down a smaller theme of the other two of exes aren't inherently evil. They're just people.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that's really good. All three of them have different yet similar themes. And I do also like how different this is from the other two. Yeah, that was something else too. I think Brian Lee O'Malley talked about how like the guy who I can't remember his name who did Tintin.
Oh, sure.
What is his name? He did it for like 50 years.
Yeah, it's not going to come to me, but I deeply loved Tintin as a child.
And he had said like it stopped being fun, and because it was harder to because he Tintin is an extension of him as a kid, And the older he got, the harder it was to put himself in that mindset. So his hobby became a career, and his career became just work, and the work just was what's a good word? Just there was no fun in it anymore. And I think O'Malley said that he didn't want to do that with Scott Pilgrim. That's why he ended it. And then, of course, there's the movie at the same time as the ending. And then this was kind of I think they had to kind of talk him into it a little bit. But I think everyone jumping on board right away kind of
and then
sparked that.
You have the internet trolls being like, "Oh, we need a second season." I don't even know that they're internet trolls, but we need a second season. When's this coming back? That'd be okay if it does, because I do want more Scott Pilgrim. Obviously, in this style would be lovely. I would be okay if it didn't come back at all.
Now, we were talking off mic about there's that quick little clip during the beginning of the credits. That's Julie sort of running the whole evil empire.
Yeah,
now.
the goose is loose, motherfucker.
And that is apparently a lead-in to the new video game. Does the new video game continue the story in any meaningful way?
I have not played the new video game yet.
Okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
It is on my list because with limited run games, what inevitably happens is I don't want to unseal this. I'm just going to put it on my shelf and look at it pretty, and then I'll buy the game digitally. That way.
Wow. This came out this month.
Yeah,
that we're filming
March 3rd.
I didn't even realize it was that. I thought it was like last year. Wow.
Oh, yeah, it was a long time.
The game?
Yeah.
Topical. We are topical.
So they timed it with the release of the Blu-ray then?
No, because I think that came out on March 3rd, and the Blu-ray came out, as of recording 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay. All right, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I don't want to spoil anything. I'm just seeing.
Does it say that it continues the events of the story?
Yeah, Okay. I'm not going to say any more. There's too many spoilers to me to say a premise.
But it is a continuation of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay, huh.
So it has something to do with that mid-credit scene.
Interesting.
So that's all I'll say, because I won't ever play it because I'm not a gamer, but I know
I'm going to play it because
yeah.
I purchased it, so
yeah.
Eventually. It'll happen eventually. Remember when that first game was $10 on the Xbox arcade?
That game was punishingly hard.
Yeah, but it was so much better than it had any right to be.
Correct. I remember you and I, pretty much trying to play through that over the course of a night. Like, I don't think we slept.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. I'm sure I still have my Xbox 360 laying around that's got that game on it. But
yeah. I have it in a physical format now, so.
Oh, was it released in a physical format?
Yeah, Limited Run Games did it. I didn't get the so they made how they do you might not know how they do like 3 tiers, like it's a base game and then it's a special edition and then it's a super deluxe special edition, and the super deluxe special edition was like a case similar to what your Blade Runner case is.
Sure.
But when you open it up, it's got like a little pop-up of the band playing it's like a little model rocket venue.
Nice.
And I couldn't justify the cost at the time, and now when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, I wish I would have bought that.
I'm sure you made the right choice.
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain, because now I've bought the super deluxe version of the new game. It was less money than the other one, but
well,
my brain.
You mentioned my copy of Blade Runner that I showcased on an earlier episode, and
the suitcase, right? The briefcase, not suitcase, briefcase.
I'm the replica of the Voight-Kampff machine. I'm glad I ordered it. It was neat to have. It is wildly impractical to store.
Oh, I bet.
All those special edition type things are.
So I popped the DVD case out of the larger holder. I've got that on my shelf with everything else. But what you pull it out every couple of years and look at it and play around with it a little bit. But what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like Oh, I bought a couple of other limited run games that have done stuff like that. One was the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that they did. They did this. The special edition was in like a cassette, like a VHS cassette tape. Like that was cool, and like I could justify that because it's not a massive amount of space. But then, like, you know, you'll get your God of War games. They come with this statue that's this big, and like I can't. That Scott Pilgrim debacle taught me that I cannot justify stuff that takes up a ton of space unless I really, really like love it at the outset.
I've got some limited edition stuff, not like super limited, but it's like those Warner Brothers box sets that. Like, here are these like fun little things that it comes with. Like my Casablanca one I showed on here has coasters.
I've got that one. Yeah.
And my I have a Wizard of Oz one. It has like a little snow globe. My Singing in the Rain one has an umbrella. I have an Iron Giant one that has like a little figurine. I have a Ben-Hur one that I don't know what's in there.
Comes with a scaled chariot replica.
I was trying to think of something. I didn't want to be sacrilegious. I was like, I don't want to. Okay, I can't touch that part of the movie. But my thought is, I'm not gonna do anything with this memorabilia because I want it to stay with the box set.
Sure.
Because it's part of a box set, and if I display it, you know, that could get lost. That could get left behind. Like that could get broken. Like it's just funny how they give you all these fun little things, but the second you take them out and use them like they're supposed to be used, then the box set isn't complete anymore.
Yeah, I used to do that with like, remember in like the early 2010s, maybe the late 2000s, bands like the Rocket Summer would release like, and they're still kind of doing it. Oh, you can get the vinyl, and you can get the vinyl plus this, plus this, plus this. And I was like, that would be really cool to have, but like it just takes up space, bro. Just give me the vinyl. Just give me some physical way to listen to it, and I'm good.
So to circle back, I'm super psyched that this got a physical release at all, this series. I'm even more psyched that they've got special features on it. Usually if something like this gets a release, particularly when it's done years later, it's bare bones. So it just further underscores that all the people involved with this IP continue to deeply love and support it, and that it's just so cool to see.
I think that if once I get this, or once one of us gets this, well, I'll get it tomorrow. What am I saying? I think we should eventually do a follow-up podcast where you come back and we watch like the first episode and the last episode with maybe the last two episodes with the commentary on.
And then do commentary on the commentaries.
Yeah. Give your thoughts after being given some insight. Yeah.
It is funny to me, and this is something me and you have talked about, where we have this show be conceived, written, made, and then multiple years pass, released physically, a Netflix original, and we still don't have a physical release for Klaus, which started before. That
really breaks your heart, doesn't it? Especially since Netflix has that deal with Criterion.
Yeah, you always wonder with what companies how things work, because I don't know why, because not all their stuff has physical releases. The majority don't, and then it's like other
Stranger
Netflix
Things has a physical release now.
Only just, yeah.
Well,
because they did like the first 2 seasons that were like Target exclusives
that looked like the VHS tapes. Yeah, my friend has one of those.
And then they just stopped. And
yeah, that one's a little different. Whereas as much as Klaus it does have a fan following now. Stranger Things is like one of the most watched shows in the world.
Well, like I said, it's strange because they have that deal with Criterion, and if I were Criterion, I'd look at that and say, we don't really have that robust of an animation catalog.
Yeah, it's limited, I think is a better word. There's just not many.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's not that robust.
Yeah, but it's getting better.
Before
it was like 2. Now it's like 6.
What is it? Watership Down, Pinocchio. There's one that I've never heard of.
Wall-E, Fantastic Mr. Fox,
Isle of Dogs.
That might be it. I know they put My Life as a Courgette on the Petite Maman release because it's the same filmmaker, and that pissed me off because it's like, I love this movie. I like both movies. Can this animated movie have its own release and not just be a special feature on Petite Maman?
And then there's the other company that I always confuse with Criterion that has Marcel the Shell.
Are you talking the
Is that A24?
It's A24 has their own line of physical releases, and they're all like $40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like some of these, there's no other physical release.
Yeah.
And I'd like to own this, but I'm not spending $40 a movie because I'm poor.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a ton of movies.
Fantastic Planet's another animated one.
There we go. I forgot about that. I remember I was very excited for that one because you couldn't watch it any other way. And I remember, I don't know about now, but in the old days, you could send an email in to Criterion. It was like suggestions at Criterion. And I suggested that one a couple times. So pretty vindicating when it was like, yes, perfect. This is like, I remember thinking, this is like perfect.
I'm trying to think of what else they would put. Because like if they have a deal with Disney because of the Wall-E.
Cool World.
You know, you say that.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
I would buy that. Cool World on Criterion.
You say that like it's a thing that people don't watch.
I'm just saying, like, what's a wild Cool World?
That is a wild pick.
Did they ever do Prince Ahmed? I feel like no.
There is a Kino Lorber release. I do have that one.
Sure.
And those are substantially cheaper than Criterion's.
What?
But they have a lot of older stuff, which I appreciate, and a lot of they have a lot of horror, which is not my usual cup of tea. But you know, I like a lot of classic horror and silent horror, and there's some of those.
Sure.
There was a movie freshman year. I'm not even sure if it was a movie. It was animated. It was like Arabian Nights or something.
Adventures of Prince Ahmed.
Is that the same thing you're talking about?
With all the paper cut silhouette.
Yeah, and it's like blue background. Yeah. That was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
What is their name? The filmmaker Lottie.
It's not going to come
Ryan
to me.
Something. Oh, come on. I'm so sorry. Adventures. Not Priscilla. Queen of the Desert.
Queen of the Desert.
What other Disney movies could they pick up to release? Like, what needs it?
Lottie, where are you?
Fritz the Cat.
Reiniger. Fritz the Cat. I do own that as well on Kino Lorber. Reiniger.
Sure.
I think the interesting thing, this is not at all related to Scott Pilgrim, but I think the interesting thing about Disney picking that is like, how do you do that? Because Disney has a very specific model for their physical releases, not so much anymore, I guess, but like...
Oh, they still do.
What, you mean manufacturing hype with the Disney Vault?
Yeah, it's different but similar, where they don't have it available for a while, and they're doing it with a lot of older releases where it's like, hey, get the new Diamond edition of Lady and the Tramp now. Got to get it now. And they're always expensive unless you go to like eBay or what's the Loved Again Media is another one that I've used before where you can get used stuff. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Scott Pilgrim. I know we do this. We deviate, and that's the fun part. But this is the big ending, and we've been talking about physical media which does tie in, but.
So what we're saying is now that the series has a physical release, next Criterion needs to pick up Scott Pilgrim. That's what I'm hearing.
I would love that, but I don't know what they would add to it.
Yeah, that's true, because aren't there like 10 releases of that Blu-ray already?
It's substantially the same. It's just repackaged.
Are you talking about Scott Pilgrim the movie or Scott Pilgrim this?
The movie. Where aren't there like a billion releases and you have don't you have multiple?
No, I only have one.
Okay, I thought you had multiple for some reason. Do I have multiple?
You might have multiple.
I thought I only had one, but I can't remember.
There's like and they did like a
there's a steelbook. I think there's a steelbook.
So they did the original one. They did this, then they did the steelbook, and then for like the 15th anniversary or the 10th anniversary, there was like a remaster of sorts. Like they moved it into HD or?
Well, I remember for the 10th anniversary, they re-released it in theaters, but specifically to like the theaters with Dolby Vision. But that was like at the tail end of 2020 when no one was going back to theaters. So it's yet another way where the movie lost money theatrically, which is a real bummer.
I definitely think that the movie itself is Edgar Wright's best movie.
I think it's easily my favorite of his, although
here it is.
I do like a lot of his.
Take a gander at that, Jake. That's someone who has like all of the Scott Pilgrim everything, including the vinyl.
I really don't know that I need all of that.
Yeah. There's no point.
Oh yeah.
But I remember seeing this picture on like at Reddit. It's the same post where it's like.
I mean, I'd take that vinyl.
Oh yeah, that's worth it.
I'd also take the hardcover versions of the colorized books.
Yeah, and also like I think that steelbook with like the base head silhouette, I think that's what I have. I don't think I have the normal Blu-ray, or I might have that and then the Blu-ray, which I got at separate times or something. I don't remember, but I that does look familiar. But yeah, I remember thinking there are a lot of physical releases for the movie. And it's funny how that exploded after it was released physically.
It's interesting how quickly it became a cult thing. Because usually, like, didn't something like Rocky Horror take a while to become a cult thing?
That was apples and oranges, because that was a stage production first, and it was really popular as a stage production. And then the movie didn't really take off, but a substantial part of that was the marketing, but it pretty quickly found a cult audience. But it's apples and oranges.
That's fair. You can't compare stuff to other stuff.
I have heard that said. By me.
To me.
To you.
Oh.
I was going to say, the other thing is like the definition of cult hits, because sometimes like Napoleon Dynamite was popular right away, but it's considered a cult hit because it was a specific demographic latched on right away. And like now it still is because it has more fans, but right when it released, people went nuts in those niche demographics.
I don't like that movie.
I love that movie.
I know it's weird because I own it. Yes, I know.
Do you like that movie?
I liked it well enough when I saw it, but not well enough to revisit it. So split the difference.
I think it's one that was just kind of ruined by, how, for lack of a better term, the normies latched on and they sunk their claws into it, and it's like they quoted it every 5 minutes for 10 years. I might like it better
now, somewhat removed from the idiots that have ruined movies for me.
Fair.
It doesn't help when it's like there's 3 lines they always quote, and they're not anywhere near the funniest lines. So when you hear them over and over again, it's like, okay, yep, you like that movie, and then I'll bring up something I like some random part, because that's the whole point of the movie, is finding the smaller stupid parts. Like I love, do the chickens have large talons? And the guy goes, what? Large talons? That gets me every time.
Man. Stupid stuff really does get you.
There's I like a good mix of very highbrow that no one laughs at and very lowbrow that no one laughs at. It's called no-brow humor.
You've told me that before.
Yeah. At least I'm consistent. Because I love Frasier, but then I'll watch Napoleon Dynamite. 2 very different styles of comedy.
And the happy middle between them is The Day the Clown Cried.
That's what you go to. The Day the Clown Cried.
See, simultaneously trying to be an art piece, but also
is that ever going to be seen? I know when he died, he left I don't know if it was in his will or instructions, but it's he demanded that no one get a print of that. But then was it Harry Shearer has stated he's seen it?
He's seen it a number of times. There is an archivist who worked at a film studio in Sweden or something that bootlegged a copy of it from the studio. He got access to the vault with the prints. It's around. It'll be seen eventually. I've read the annotated copy of the script. That's been around for at least 10, 15 years.
And how was that?
It is what it says on the tin.
He cried. He certainly cried. Oh, that's what you jumped to. That's what you jumped. All right. We jumped from Scott Pilgrim to The Day the Clown Cried.
We have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the thing that I was talking about that I don't understand. I understand it more now, I think, given the whole scope of the show. But initially, Ramona hugging herself and turning into Super Ramona really confused me on the first watch.
My feeling is that it's a large portion. I mean, it's almost stating the self-evident, but a large portion of the show is her story. I mean, literally in the sense that she is the lead character in Scott's absence. But I also think, her development throughout the series is another thing that's plugging a gap from the movie, I feel. She sort of gets some degree of character development in the film because she comes to the initial conclusion that she doesn't need Scott, she's fine on her own, but she eventually sort of he latches on anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is a better job of showing her development.
Yeah. I think when she embraces even older Ramona, it's like, it's one of those kind of, I accept you, so it's okay.
One of us.
Yeah.
It's like the mirror image from the movie where Scott is not fighting for her, he's fighting for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's her side of...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I remember thinking, when rethinking about the movie with the context of the books, they kind of did have to drop her development and a lot of others going to have, but hers specifically because it is him focused, and it is
very interesting how each one of this like three kind of separate media products fills in gaps for the others. Yeah. And in some ways takes away, because poor Lisa.
Yeah.
And poor Kim, really.
Yeah.
But
justice for Lisa.
And Kim.
Yeah. Poor Kim.
She kind of got... In an overall great project, she kind of got shafted with this, didn't she?
Yeah, they kind of set her up to be a bigger part in that third episode. And then she's not really, she kind of goes back to what she does in the movie. She's kind of there to make us laugh because she is really funny, but then doesn't do much after that third episode.
Revisiting a comment from an earlier episode, I would now like to go back and revisit the Scott Pilgrim versus the animation that is centered, as I recall, much more around Kim and her story.
Mm-hmm. Which is directly ripped from the books. I think it was a part that was dropped from the movie.
Yeah. Do we have other thoughts?
I'd like to see more Brian O'Malley animation type stuff. I like his style of drawing and storytelling. Like, Seconds is not as easy to understand as this, but I like it.
Has he written anything lately?
Not that. I think Seconds was the latest thing that he's written that I've seen. He has another one called Lost at Sea that is kind of similar to this in vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have anything new, Jared?
He's got a project called Worst World that's TBA. So he's probably been working on that.
Is it a sequel to Cool World?
I hope. Yeah, that's what it's got listed as a TBA, so I've probably not much known about it yet. Because it takes a lot of work.
Especially if you're doing it
do
yourself.
That. What?
Especially if you're doing it yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think I read the last 2 books he had others do the backgrounds, like because he had gotten big enough, and I think that's why the last 2 books, the design is not as simple as the first couple, because he got help on them. For those, he still did all the main drawing, and I don't know if he did all the shading or whatever all the other steps are for the later ones.
Well, originally they were released without color.
Yeah,
and
which
it was just lines.
Which I've read a lot of the fans prefer that to the colorized ones. Outside of what is there one colorized section at the beginning of book 3 or 4?
4.
The beach. That's the beach start. Yeah, I remember hearing like most fans like, well, there are the colorized versions, but I kind of prefer just the black and white ones that we started with. Which that's most fan bases. They like the first thing that they see.
Hipsters.
It's so weird they'd have a firm opinion about that, because historically there's been no controversy when they've taken things black and white and colorized them.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life was always in color, wasn't it?
Does Ted Turner not have the best ideas?
I can't say that on an episode. I think I already did, but I can't say that on an episode.
Did you ever see They Shall Not Grow Old or whatever? Is that what it's called?
That's where they colorized the World War I footage.
Yeah, but Peter Jackson did it, so it's good.
That's different.
What the technology is a long ways from where it was in the 80s.
That's remember. I think even before all the AI stuff was really like in the populace mind. Remember when I was over in Detroit with you and you gave me a black and white photo of, I think it's your great grandparents at their wedding.
Regular grandparents.
Mm-hmm. And I just colorized it in Photoshop, and you were like, I think you said something like, I don't have anything to like confirm that that's the actual color, but that does look like what I hear it was.
Yeah. I was saying the difference with They Shall Not Grow Old is it's taking like just real footage that exists and making it look like how we would see, like if we went back in time.
Yeah.
Whereas colorizing the old movies is kind of going against
the artistic intent.
Thank you.
Well, okay, that's a different thing than what I was saying, I think. I wasn't making a comment on the art of it. I was making a comment on how well it was colorized.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is really well done.
They Shall Not Grow Old. Yeah. It does have a very surreal feeling to it, though.
It really
like
does.
You can tell that it's not like supposed to be colored, if that makes sense.
How about them finding that like not only the paper the guy was reading off, but like the actual paper the guy was reading off?
Wild.
Like the what was it? It's okay. We can tell from the clues where they're from, and like what unit. And then when they went to the museum, it's like, oh, here's a piece of paper. That's what he's reading. And then they realized, no, this comes from this exact footage. We found the actual piece of paper. That's insane.
The time frame of the World Wars, I realize I'm talking about a big time frame, 30 years, not quite 30 years, between World War I and World War, not between, but encompassing all of them.
I mean,
14 to 45, right?
Yeah,
so
give or take.
31 years, yeah.
Yeah. It's such an interesting time frame because like that video I sent you the other week, I guess, putting aside the rage baity inaccurate part of it, it's weird to think that there are just buildings that did exist and that there are pictures of that are now just
gone.
Yeah, just gone.
Well, how about what was it? Honest Ed's, I think, is the big Canadian thrift store, and it had as Honest X's in this because Scott Pilgrim, and I think that was in operation for like 50 years or so. I think 2016 it closed down.
Yeah, I mean, fairly recently.
Yeah. So like, there's a sad thing of like this is such a big part of the books too. Don't they like race to the back and he gets fired because of that, or something happens? There's some big scene in there, and like that.
They do have a race through a store, and that's what they fight. That's how they fight instead of like actually fighting. I forget what X it is.
Yeah. And then he gets canned from that job because of that, right?
I don't think so. I don't think he ever has a job.
I thought he did. Do you remember?
I really don't.
I thought he had for like that one fleeting moment, and I got fired because of that. And then instead of getting another one, he does his usual thing. And I think that's around the time they break up. And I think it's Wallace tells him to go visit Kim in the wilderness.
You might be right. I don't remember the entire flow of the books.
It's hard too when you have 6 books and they all flow into one another.
And then also a movie, and then also a show.
And also 2 games, and that little animated short run, and the board game, and the soon-to-be Drew patented Chia Pets.
Man,
that will be a vital continuation of the story.
It's almost like Brian Lee O'Malley did a better job of creating a universe than Marvel.
Yeah. Oh, again, it's using different mediums. It's not transmedia, it's transmedia, as we brought up a couple weeks ago.
And again, not related to Scott Pilgrim at all, but related to things that just randomly don't exist in this world. There is a relic in this room that is a piece of Michigan history that no longer exists. That guitar right there.
Off screen, there, guitars hanging on the wall.
Yeah, so off screen, there are guitars hanging on the wall. We call this the racist guitar.
Oh, great. Yeah, everyone.
I know
we bought a racist guitar and we hung it on our wall. I know you didn't buy it necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I did buy it. Not by my choice.
Are we any better than those people who bought all the Song of the South merchandise from Splash Mountain when they were changing it? Are we any better than them? Walking out with all like the Brer foxes in our arms?
So this is a little bit different. I call it the racist guitar because it's signed by Lady Antebellum. Sorry, Lady A.
Thank you. Remember, they had to bully people for that name.
But it's a guitar that was made specifically by a music store in Michigan that was given to a radio in Midland, Michigan, that was given to a radio station to give away as a prize. That music store is just gone now. And so far as I can tell, there are no other brands of this guitar.
Brands.
Sorry. It's not like it's a good guitar, but it is a weird piece of Michigan history.
It's a storied guitar.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. And yes, everyone, we hung it up in our studio
because
to
it's
show everyone that we like racist guitars.
Because it's a guitar that I can let get damaged and not care about.
Good show, good ending, very fun. I know we all said we were skeptical. It sucked us in with the ending of that first episode, and just the rest of the way is just, really, this is a hangout show with a bunch of fights.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite parts, are just characters hanging out.
It's an extended, less creepy Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused isn't creepy. Matthew McConaughey's character's creepy, and that's the point. He's just funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not call it a creepy movie. It's not Animal House.
It's fair. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are we ready to get out of here? All right, we're going to get out of here. It's been so much fun watching Scott Pilgrim Takes Off with all y'all and everybody watching, and especially you, Drew. Thank you for coming back over. You are always welcome here whenever you want to talk about. We don't really care. Clearly because we spent, I think, more time talking about our trips in Canada here than we did about actual Scott Pilgrim.
Well, hey, maybe in another 3 years there'll be another Scott Pilgrim property for me to come talk about.
Yeah, well, you are going to come back eventually, and we're going to talk about those commentaries. We're going to Mystery Science Theater 3000, the Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Phenomenal.
Anyway, other than that, we have a bunch of other episodes. Well, a few other episodes that Drew's been on. We had a really interesting conversation about probably another one of the most interesting pieces of media I'm aware of, the Godfather rearrangement. I think that's another really I think, like you said, the idea of it itself is better than the actual product, but the discussion of the idea is fascinating.
Oh yeah, especially when my dad and I were watching a good chunk of 2 on TV the other day, and I'm like, wow, this is much better than telling it all at once. What a dumb idea.
Yeah, well, I don't insult my interesting thing that I picked.
You made me watch that. I'll say whatever I want.
It wasn't that bad.
It was work to get through.
Well,
because of the length.
Yes, fair. I still haven't seen The Godfather in the official capacity.
Gosh. Maybe one day.
Maybe. Anyway, Drew's on that. I think you're also on the other Scott Pilgrim discussion. He's around.
Blade
Runner. Yeah, that's true. Other than that, anybody got any final thoughts?
No.
All right. We're going to get on out of here. Next week, we'll be coming back at you with the start of season 4 of Lost. Yep. Aaron will be back in the chair, not saying much because that's Aaron for you. We love you, Aaron. We genuinely do. Please talk more. Other than that, Jared, where can they find us?
You can follow us or take off with us, as we'll say in a second, on Facebook, Instagram, The Funny TikTok, and Twitter. Take that, Musk. And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and hey, if it's YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, ring that notification bell. Make sure you check us out and rate us on all those apps and swing by our groovy website.
And then other than that, gentlemen, for the final time, let's take off.